When planning a trip to Hoi An, make sure you join in the free tour given by university students 3 times a week.
My name is Hong. You can see here, we from Hoi An Free Tour.
Wow,
Welcome to Hoi An.
Hoi An Free Tour,
Yeah,
your local
Hoi An
buddy.
Free Tour.
To begin our journey, we piled in with the locals, bikes and all, to take the ferry just a few minutes across the river to Kim Bong village. This is the daily commute here in this part of Vietnam. Once on the other side, we gathered our bikes and headed out to explore. Our first stop was a boat-making workshop, where we learned about the process of making these traditional boats. For example, they let the wood soak for 1 year to make it durable. They also paint eyes on the boat to scare the monsters, distinguish the front from the back, and help them find their way home. It was informative and interesting to see how it's done in person. I also enjoyed the way this guy got to the bigger boat in a basket. Next up was a woodwork and furniture shop full of incredibly detailed wood carvings. And of course, plenty of souvenirs up for sale. This particular piece was made for the 1000th anniversary of Hanoi, featuring the city's Temple of Literature, One Pillar Pagoda, and Hon Kim Lake. It was nice to slow down a bit and explore rural Vietnam on 2 wheels. We stopped at a local temple with Chinese influences, where we learned more about the culture and played some games. The stairs into the temple represent birth, growing old, getting sick, death, and rebirth. We also dropped by a local home to see how the villagers live, and we even got to feed their chickens and ducks. Back on the bikes, we headed to another workshop. Here, they make rice paper, a staple in Vietnamese cuisine. I got to try the old machine, but they used the new, easier one instead. With the assistance of the local expert, we even got to try it out ourselves. According to our guide, they churn out about 30 kilos of this stuff every day, which only sells for about $15 total. Before we left, we got to try the finished product. Our final stop was a straw mat workshop. It's a long and tedious process to complete just one of these mats. Rachel got to try, but I don't think either of us is cut out for it. Just like that, it was time to head back across the river. Back in Hoi An, we gathered in a cafe with some funky retro decorations for coffee and conversation. A few of us wanted to hang out some more, so we headed to a riverside local joint to try some of the town's famous cuisine. In our 1 month of traveling across Vietnam, this was hands down one of the best experiences of the trip.